Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Can I hear? Yes, 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 yes.
Yes,
Yes, we
yes,
can
yes,
hear
yes.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, people. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. Okay, how many people can
I
hear
cannot
me?
hear you. The song
I
is
can
not
hear
loud
you.
enough.
Talele. So we'll just start from the top.
You
Just
can't
start
hear you,
greeting
but you
everybody.
can.
Let me start greeting everybody from the top. Adejola something. Can you hear me? Adejola something. Yeah. Can you hear me? Good afternoon. Is he here? Once I call your name, just tell me good afternoon. Unless I'm going to mark you absent, because you cannot just come and then come online and drop your phone and run away. So Adejola something is here. Okay. Um, Aisha Toshin. Yeah.
Yes,
Aisha Toshin.
good
Yeah.
afternoon.
Sorry. Immediately I call your name, just reply good afternoon real quick. So we don't have to like waste time. Because before this class starts, our panel session is going to happen before the class starts. So those people that have issues with their assignments, can someone please? So I'm about to switch off my phone right now. Someone please drop it on the group chat that if you feel like I marked your assignments unjustly, you can log in now and the complete panel session is going to start very soon. So after the greeting round, they start the panel session. And that should last for like let's say like 30 minutes, then you get right into CSS. Okay, so you want the real quick, please. Once I call your name, just tell me good afternoon. Is there one day here? A little more be yeah. Good afternoon. Sorry, I want to hear your voice, please. Just submit yourself real quick and tell me good afternoon. If you're in a noisy place, you can just drop it in the chat. Okay, I think she already made a gesture that she's around. Ali, I mean, so anyone,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Okay, Jenny with two devices to say. Ayatebi Taiwo. Is it no? Atoye Di Taiwo.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Ayodele Ejide.
Present, sir.
Boluwatife Oluwa. Oof, I can't see the rest. But Boluwatife.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Deborah Bello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, boss. Eweje Abdulkabir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Janice William. Oh, first time I'm hearing that name. Who's that? Janice William. Who's Janice William, please? Janice William. Please, I want to hear your voice. This is the first time I'm seeing your name. Janice William. Okay. J-Ann.
Sir.
Sorry, I did not hear you, please.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Good afternoon, boss. Micah.
Good afternoon, boss.
Okay. Moyo.
Good afternoon.
Um, Winifred.
Good
Hi, Mike.
afternoon.
Precious.
Good afternoon.
Kasim Ghana.
Good afternoon.
Solomon Odunose.
Good afternoon.
Somi.
Good afternoon.
Treasure.
Good afternoon.
Wisdom.
Good afternoon.
Anything. I really want to know what this anything is. Please, what's your name, please?
Good afternoon.
Your name, boss. Are you Lade?
No, Victor.
Victor.
Listen.
No. Okay, so I hereby declare the panel session open. Yeah, so if you feel like I cheated you for your assignment, raise your hands, please. Real quick. I study for your assignment, raise up your hand real quick. Let us review your assignment together. Hope you guys understand the law. If I am able to point out enough points to prove that you deserve that score, I'm giving you a -1. Okay, I can see 1, 2. Please leave your hands up. Why are you moving it now? More, you raise the hand back. I've seen the hand already. Okay, 2. Next person, next person. Come on, real quick, real quick.
Wait, what did you say? You said if it's not right, you are getting -1, Abi. What did you say?
If I can prove that you really deserve that score, you are getting -1.
Okay,
So-
sorry. Don't be offended. I feel like, can we get a feedback? Because I didn't see any feedback actually.
Yeah, there's really no way for me to like drop a feedback.
The feedback on the assignment. I'm hoping for a feedback to know where I was
Okay.
wrong, so I can get corrected.
Okay then.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
let's
what I
do
was
it
about
like
to
this then.
say.
Okay, let's do it like this then. If you feel like you were cheated, and then you know that even without a feedback, you know you're meant to score higher than that, raise up your hand. I'll still
Is there a
call for
-1 involved?
yes, there's a -1 involved for this first set of people that feel like, okay, I cheated them. But then if you feel like is the score, you deserve that score, but then you love a feedback, I want you to raise up your hand later. But now let us fight for the let's fight for the just first.
How
So if you feel like
do I want to
cheated you,
know that you cheated me? I don't know what you are marking actually, like what you are pointing
So now
at.
the
Exactly.
thing
Let's see the feedback first
chill.
before we can say anything.
It's more about
Actually, you're supposed to actually give
all,
us feedback. Then we know
all
we
I
can
need is
then
just
justify.
correction.
You can't just say you would give us a -1 or something.
no.
All
It's
I
more like
all I need
when
is
I
correction.
say calm down, boss, calm down. It's more like self-confidence. So after every test and after every exam that I write, I personally score myself. And then if I score below that score that I'm giving myself, I'm taking that matter up because I'll feel cheated because I know what I did.
So you do
Exactly.
call for truth.
Hmm?
I said you do call for
Okay, so my point is
A unilag, I beg, no.
my
That
point
one
is
is
that
about other things, yes, I do call for,
Oh, you do call for truth.
okay,
not just in
sorry
but
sorry
in
for
other
interrupting.
no problem with your shoot.
My point is that okay, like I don't know the criteria of marking everything, so I couldn't
I think
possibly say
okay,
this is
so
what I
now
did
the
wrong.
thing
It is coding. Coding is always
there are multiple ways
weird
to
for other people.
yeah, but then I made it clear from the beginning. I said use your tags correctly. Make sure your code is as clean as possible. I said that then. That was why when I was building everything, I made use of examples. You see the where I used div tags, you see where I used the TH, the TF, the
Yeah,
T
actually,
body. So I made sure to like put everything right.
here to build this confidence. We want to say what we did wrong.
So who is speaking, please? Who is
It's
am I the only one that
breaking.
can't
I
get this
can't
person
hear
talking?
you.
Yeah, it's breaking. I can't hear us.
I can't hear
Exactly.
as well. Like
I can't hear.
it's
So calm
breaking.
down. Okay, everyone calm down, please. Calm down, please. Let's say I'm just trying to tell you that if you know that what you did is correct, feel free to say, okay, what I did is wrong. What I marked you is wrong. Because personally, you should know what you did. That's what I'm saying. If you are sure of your own strength, you can call up and tell me, no, I deserve a 10. But I'm not telling you that right from the last class, before the assignment, before I give the assignment, I told you that where's Kofo Roller place? Is Kofo here? Kofo is not here because I'm sure she will be like someone that will be able to like quote me for what I'm about to say. Because I said it over and over again that make sure your code is as neat as possible. Oh yeah, Kofo is here. Hi Kofo. Good afternoon. Yeah, Kofo. So I don't know if you remember when I said it last week that I wanted it to be as neat as possible. Kofo, am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Exactly. So I said use every tag correctly. I said use every tag correctly. I told you guys to make external research on which tag to use. You can use more than what I taught you. But now, if you're making external research, for each tag that you are using, you should understand where to use them and when not to use them. So now, if you feel, because I don't know, I've gone through everybody's assignment. I went through everybody's assignment. I marked all the codes. And then right here, I'd say I have like 90% of every code that I saw. I have it in my head right now. So even without opening your code, I can start pointing out the majority of the mistakes you made. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scrap out the -1. You can raise up your hand now. Then I'm going to review your assignments right now, like immediately. By 3 o'clock on the dot, I think I'll stop review because I want to take CSS. Well, CSS will just run through like a quick brief about CSS today. So we won't really go deep. So now, exactly, just start raising up like your hand like that. So now we'll start with Moyo. Let me share my screen and I'll get to assignment. Next person, next person. Oh, wow, that's a lot of ends.
Seriously, that's a lot of hands.
That's a lot of ends. Moyo, sorry, what's your first name? As I raise up your hands, once I call your name, you tell me your first name so I can get the
Ibrahim.
assignment out.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Okay, Control F, Ibrahim. Yeah, call up Ibrahim. Let's see. Okay, this is your assignment. Yeah, it is. First thing first, I said something about putting your GitHub link inside the README. There's nothing like that here. That's one. So I had to do this, then this, just to see your assignment. Oh, you know what I wrote about the doctor. Oh, so you know I gave shout out. That's just a loss. Yeah. Okay. What you did here, perfectly fine. Your output is looking okay. But now, if you now enter your code, that's where this problem. Yes, thank you. Header. You used header tag here. Like header. You only use header for top, but now you wrapped. Let's say you wrapped your whole tribute page inside an header. That's a wrong use of tag. That's two.
Okay, so the reason I did that is the other time we were explaining on the group about the fact that the table should like be at the footer side. So I was thinking you want us to section it like that. That's why I did that.
I said use section. But now you started using other tags. You used header, you used footer. Exactly. Thank God you even know. Use footer. Inside your table, you are meant to have a TH. So now the main reason I wanted you guys to use that TH is without TH it's going to work. But when you start writing, if you don't have your TH, your T head and then T body, you're going to have an error. So you see, you also missed that tag also. I think that's not even
Which tag? Sorry.
There is no T edge, there's no T body. You just have your table, then you have your TR. No T edge section. Okay, this is the edge, this is the body. I guess you omitted, was about to omitted the tag. When I see that I've listed out a lot of other things, plus, sorry. Plus, I looked at everything and then from the structure, your code looks similar to someone else's code. From the structure, you guys have different details, but the same code structure. Let me not go too deep inside. So now, Moyo.
Okay, so I did my code based on the way my VS Code is. So once I draw a tag, once I go to the last line, it gives a space, just a space. Then I continue like that, sectioning it like that. So maybe it does the same for the person.
I'm not saying the same. When I say same structure, I mean the exact same use of tags at the exact same places. That's what I mean. When I say same structure, I'm not saying
I don't think I know anyone that used a radio.
I'm saying same
for
header.
their
I'm saying
input
it's
stuff.
not the radio. It's not the radio. I'm saying the person used header also. The person used header. The person used footer. The person used the exact. I'm saying the exact same structure. My person might have not used radio, but the code structure is similar. You get me now? So
that's why I said I got confused with the fact when we were staying on the group. I just wanted to do section. But then when you were talking about, when you were explaining to someone, you said something about foods. That's when I was like, maybe it was just header, section, and footer. That's where I got confused. Maybe the person got confused as well.
I said put your table at the foot of your HTML file. Some people broke theirs out. Some people did not put everything in one place. And I can remember J-Ann clearly she broke us out in different HTML files. Because of that, I subtracted mark. So that she did not score a 10. And who else did that thing? I guess Precious. Precious did something like that also. Broke it out. So that because I made it clear that everything inside one HTML tag. So everybody that broke out their own that had different HTML tags for everything, you allowed -1. People that did not put their live link in their README file, that's another -1. There was even one person that I want to stress myself entering inside folder. I should have given that person -10, but then I'm a Christian. My conscience knows that I'm a big person -10. Even -11 self on the next assignment.
I don't know anything though, because I'm about to raise my hand up.
No, you can raise your hand now. Enter your own. So
sorry again. I was about to ask about putting your live link into the README. Like I didn't see it in the PDF file. So
yeah, but then I explained it in the video. I explained it. Can anyone bear me witness here? Because 90% of people that submitted. Okay,
is it the other video you did? Because I was present in the first class. Like, is it the other video you did?
I said it in the first class. In fact, I made an example of it in the first class. I thought, Kofo, are you here? I also taught you how to do that, Kofo. Remember that when I was in your own account to do the video. Is Kofo still here, please?
Because I know you did another video, but the first video, maybe my network was off because I didn't get that part.
When you did that.
I said it like 3 times in the first video. Because when I did the second video, that one was the second video was more like a quick run.
Maybe my network was off. Sorry, I didn't know that.
So now, Chappie, yours is justified. The next person on the list is Diane raising up hand. Okay, I thought Diane was raising up. I want to break her hand sharp. Next person, Adedeji Timileyin. Let's get the assignment. Adedeji, what did you score?
10, I think.
Adedeji Timileyin scored a 10?
10, yeah, I think so.
You scored a 10 in your assignment? No, only 2 people had a 10.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know what going there. So I saw 10 overall. So.
10 overall. Did you check the spreadsheet? Adedeji Timileyin. Yeah, you had 5 in the assignment. Okay, first thing first, no GitHub. You didn't even publish a GitHub page at all. Chappie published a GitHub page, but did not add the link. You didn't even publish a GitHub page at all. So it was impossible for me to even check through the code at all. And then when I looked through it, just not part. Okay. I looked through the code. Your table, no TH, no T-head, no T-body. Looking at everything. I guess something is even missing. So your body tag, there's no closing tag for your body. I don't know what happened here. I guess you close the body at the top and then throw the other things out. Yes, you did. Look over here. You close the body at the top. Threw every other thing out. Another thing is, I guess something else. A lot of things are missing. But then the major issue was I was unable to view your live link. Nothing at all. No live link. No published page. So even giving you that 5 is even. When I say giving you the 5 is even good for me. Like it means that okay, I'm nice because I'm meant to give you a 0 because why I can't score what I can't see. You get me? So I gave you a 5 because okay, at least I was able to like read through your code, try and like run the GitHub page inside my head, how it's going to look like. And yeah, that's all for your digits in lane. So you know why you had a 5?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Year one day. Let's get you one day. I guess year one day is the boss that is disgracing. Year one day had 8. Ooh. So year one day I gave you 8 and you feel you deserve a 10. Oh wow. Okay. You want to see? The life link I meant to put here is leading back to your HTML. Anything, please hold on with your question. So that is not a life link. Instead, what you put in your README is your repo link, not your life link. So that do the normal thing. Go to GitHub front pages and view deployments. Do this. Yeah, give Michael Jackson. Then so that one alone, that's -1. Let's open up the code and see. Okay, section table. Nothing like T-body, nothing like T-head, missing tags in your table. That's another -1. Then, yeah. I guess that's why you had 8. Exactly. Those are the two things I subtracted from. You had missing tags, the T-head and the T-body, and then your GitHub pages link was not correct at all. So you want it justified? You want this still here? Oh my God, this list is long. Okay, show me that's Kofoworola. I guess it was even Kofo's on that. Is Kofo still here? I think she left. I'm struggling to hear the person presenting. Peculiar Alonge.
Okay, wait,
That's
can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you. Before.
Okay, I'm not complaining about my assignment. I know where my issue was. I forgot my T-body. But when I remembered, I didn't know how to go back and update it because I had already submitted through the form. So I wanted to ask
Okay,
that
something
if
you can do.
there
Same thing happened to
If
me
there
as
is
well.
an issue.
so
Okay,
I
so
wanted
let me
to
tell this.
ask if there's a way to update it so
Yeah.
that I
Okay.
don't have to.
Let me just use you want this page since this is open source. You click on your HTML file like this.
Okay.
Then you see this pencil sign here. That's edit.
Yeah. Okay.
You can just edit it and then make the necessary changes over here. You get like that.
Oh yes.
Nothing hard.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this list is long. Let's Deborah Bello. Okay. Let's find yes, Deborah Bello, Deborah Bello, Deborah Bello, Deborah Bello. Okay. GitHub page is not linking to the live HTML. Instead, it's leading back to your README file. That's a -1. Deborah Bello. What Deborah Bello wants to go.
Okay, sir.
And the 7. And then I think the HTML files there, one of them is empty. Image just HTML is empty. So I have to do this, copy this out. Then you see the stress that I went through. That's too. What was this? What was this thing?
So how did you not see my link?
Yeah, I know. I edited it.
God, I should not raise my hand. It's going through stress.
Oh, yeah. This is it. I see. I went through stress just to view that alone. And then let's open up your work of HTML. No table head. No table body. And look at this. I don't know what happened, but then your body tag is not wrapping through everything. Instead, the body tag broke off over here. So now, Deborah, you see where you get everything wrong? See where I got everything wrong?
Sir, please, when will you send the video of the previous class?
Since these people are wasting time with creating, uploading the videos, so I'll just get them directly from the drive and then send the link.
Because
Just where I
I
did
was not
the video.
on for the previous class. I came when you were almost done, so that's why I'm making some mistakes.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'll make all the links available and then try and tag all of them to class 1, class 2, class 3, and the rest. I'll try my best.
Okay.
Yeah. Who did not remind me? Say, Kofoworola or Jay and please after this meeting, just remind me. Or Precious, just remind me. I said I wanted to send the link. Okay. Next person. Aisha Toshin. Let's get that out. Let's go back. Hope Aisha is here.
Yeah.
Aisha is. I get it. Oh. Okay. You have a GitHub page published. You added it to your repo link, but it is not leading to your HTML file. At today. That's a one on its own. 2, your image file is broken. You could not view your image. I don't know what happened. Well, I think you did not import the image well or something. So your image file did not work. That's why I thought you guys folder structure. Because I saw the exact mistake you made. I would have corrected it, but then if I correct it, I'm not going to learn from it. So the mistake you made was you did this / download. This is going to work in your VS Code, but then when you host it on the internet, it's not going to work. No hosting provider on the internet is going to view a link like this. You must start with the dot. That's why I made everybody get used to it. The last class, you start with a dot slash. So now for this kind of thing, now you're meant to start with even though they're in the same folder, it's a dot slash then the image, then it's going to work on the net. So now I see the image is broken. That's another -1. Then yeah, where is it at? Footer. Use the footer, wrap everything. Another -1. And I guess you use the ambition also. Header, exactly. Use header also. That's another -1. So I know how everything is up to -4. That's 6 in total. Are we cool, Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, boss. But wait, I'm actually people and then this list is not reducing. How is that possible? Okay. Let's see. Kabir, you had 8 and you're complaining. Oh my god, I should have really added that -1 law. That -1 rule would have been very sweet. But I'm going to find Jane -1 from this guy.
Actually, we are not complaining. We just want to know what we did wrong, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
We just
I
want to
know. I get. Well, now this guy, 1, your link is missing. That's -1. So I have to start jumping through everything to just view that link. Then it's even leading to the readme. There was even someone that added this in CSS. I'm like, oh, but this person get mine though. Oh, that guy is here, sha. Because he DM'd me and said, why did I give him that kind of low score? And I told him he should come to this class today. Oh, the guy is here, sha. Guy added a lot of crazy CSS. Okay, let's see. Yeah, exactly. You used your T-body, you used multiple T-bodies. T-body is meant to be just one. But look at it, you had every row had a T-body covering it. You said, okay, T-head, then you put then the rest T-body. So you know why you miss that out, right? What's that?
Yeah.
I meant to add like a -1 sharp. Let me down to buy a Coke.
Please, no.
I'm going to use -1 to buy Coke. Ayodele. Oh yeah, this is the person I've been waiting for. I gave you a 5.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I gave you a 5.
You've answered my question.
Oh, so you don't want me to review it again?
No, you can.
I guess you're the one that used a lot of CSS, a lot of
No.
styling.
No.
Were you not the one?
I didn't do. I'm not the one. I'm not.
You're not the one.
No, I'm not. I wrote about Nelson Mandela.
You wrote about Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
Oh, this is another Ayodele.
No,
Oh,
mine is HD Ayodele.
Ayodele.
This is mine. This is mine.
Who is this? Olalade Ashake. Who is the person again, sir? What's the name? I've been looking for that Lade since. That last person was shouting Lade up and down. Okay, Ololade Ayodele.
Yeah.
How many did I give you?
I think 8. Yeah, 8.
8. So you're not complaining, Abi?
But this is not my GitHub page.
I know.
Okay, the thing is, I'm not complaining. This is me. I'm not complaining, but I just want to know
what did you draw?
Because honestly, I was not in most of the classes, to be honest. I attended a couple of minutes, yes. So I was not sure with all the tags and everything. So
you guys have been shouting Lade. I've been looking for Lade. I don't know if there was someone that said that there are classmates here and I was shouting Lade up and down.
Yeah, I think that's
so. You used the wrong tags. No TH. Your TH is missing. Your TH is missing. Your TH is missing. Your T-body is missing. Then the link. So I guess that's why it's called 8. It's called 8 now. So that's why it's called 8. I'm sure you should have known already. Exactly. Let us see this boss. Exactly. This is the boss. So I did Nelson Mandela that I gave 5. Is my Oga still here? Where is he again?
Yes, sir.
You are still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I said something about CSS. I said for every CSS, I am going to subtract mark. In fact, yeah, I made it CSS. You did not use CSS. Oh, so what do you call this? Text Align Center. Okay. What's this style? So if you have to count it, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chin, I'm not done now. 8, 9. Yes, yeah, that's 9. Then that's 9 exactly. I meant to have 1. So you see, I gave you 5. I'm good. Very good. But now to minus one, so I can use that one to buy Coke.
No.
Because I know I made it clear that no CSS. And the
Yes,
minute I
yes.
opened the page and I saw this thing, I was like, oh, finally, someone is in my trap. I was so happy, to be very honest. Because I felt like giving you 0. But then I looked at it, okay. If I give you 0, it won't be nice at all. Just pity I gave you 5.
Thank you.
Okay. Winifred.
Hopefully, next assignment will come with CSS. Hopefully, next assignment will come
Next
with
assignment to come with
CSS.
CSS. Exactly.
Yes,
But
yes, exactly.
they'll
I
be lost
pray.
to the CSS now. You guys be watching now. So you don't know that CSS have like laws, not like HTML that can use any tag. In CSS, they are like hierarchy
We
styling.
know
They are
now,
ways
we
to
know.
style.
You know how it is.
I said all those people that I know that they are very good because I had the leisure of going through all your GitHub pages. All of you that you have GitHub pages, I went through everything. So all of you that are still creating some kind of mad project with JavaScript, people that
Thank God there's
created
nothing on my GitHub.
COVID-19, wasn't it a COVID-19 website, something like that. I'm sure looking at all of you, all the bosses here. I've had the leisure of looking at one of you, your portfolio. Your portfolio had the animations inside, should be AOS animation. You really inspect it, sha. All of you, I'm waiting for all of you down. If you guys just do small mistake like this, one small tiny mistake in your CSS, I'm subtracting mark.
But we've already suffered for it from this one now. You know, most of all these table tags are not easy for people that are like style CSS. Most of them don't remember the tags at all.
The thing now is
exactly, and almost all of us are beginners.
Precious, if you say you're a beginner again, I'm going to start paste inside your score. Never open your mouth and say you're a beginner again. Allow me to cast you. Precious, Moyo.
But Mr. Emmanuel, I told you I was a beginner. I didn't even know the table tags and everything.
Exactly.
I DM'd you about
My
it.
name is not Emmanuel. My name is not Emmanuel. Okay, so let me explain something to you. Yeah, so for this program, I am the front-end lead tutor. I'm meant to have subordinates though, but then I'd say the people that I met to teach, I had this little conversation with them, and I don't think they are, according to my own principles, I don't think they are fit enough to teach beginners. These are people that I'm going to bring when it comes to teaching advanced classes. And so I just took it upon myself to like take this class personally, because I won't want it that, okay, after this program, whoever will believe you or not be like, okay, I did not learn anything. As I said, like I'm taking it myself since I'm more of a beginner tutor and now to like break things down for beginners. So Emmanuel Ibukun is the is the project manager for this program. So I am using his details to host the meeting since he has this he's using premium version of Google Meet. And so I am using his account for the class. You get. So the name you're seeing, the Emmanuel Ibukun, is not my name is Ibinosa. But you guys, a lot of people, not a lot of, yeah, a lot of people around the faculty know me as Favoring Osas. That's Favoring Osas. So my name is not Emmanuel Ibukun. In fact, I'm not Yoruba. So I've created, because I'm sure someone was asking about that on the group chat, that who is Emmanuel and then who is Favor. Okay. So I hope you're cool with that. Yeah, let me just go through let's see, 2 more. That's Wisdom and Winifred. But Winifred, you did well now.
Yes, I want to know my mistake.
You have to know your mistake.
Yes. I'm not complaining about the score.
But
sorry, Mr. Favor. Somebody suggested you bring somebody that scored 10 up, so we might maybe get a view of what we are doing wrong as well.
Of the present project, of course. That's why I even opened up the leaderboard. Solomon. I'm going to open up Solomon's project. So yeah, you can see. Okay, yeah. So Winifred, you see your link. The link here is not the link to your GitHub page. It's linked to your repo. So I have to go to the long to just to view it. And let's see. See? image is broken, Winifred. But then every other
Yes, I
thing you
can
did it
see it.
well. I guess you used the correct table forms. Let me check. Yeah, you did. Table T head, then the TR, then the T body, and the TR. You did everything correctly, but then your image was broken and you did not add the link. So now you know why I scored 8.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's go to. Oh my god. Is someone raising at again? I'm getting tired of. Oh, someone dropping something. Ah, can I still see the live leaderboard, please? Oh yeah, here you go. So see, I know what I know. I won't be taking any more questions. I'll just take the last one. That's wisdom.
So, please, I can't see your video.
Sorry,
I can't see your video. I can't see your video.
can't see my video.
Yes, like your own.
My own video.
Just like to show what you're doing.
They
I
can
can't
see what you're presenting.
I don't go to really anywhere. That one will be fine. Shape it the same way
So
you
can you
shape
guys
that, so
see?
that's how you should shape yourself. Or you can see
Who else can see? Who else can see my
your
screen?
concealer. If you will not clean everything, finish.
Favor.
Who else can see? Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question. Thing is, I've attended a couple of classes, but when I checked the what's it called, the score sheet, or what is it says I have 0
Yeah.
for attendance.
0. Okay. I'm going to open that up too. I'll talk about that very soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've not checked my own assignment though.
It's only one person that is left for me to check, and that's wisdom.
Yeah, I'm the one talking.
Yeah, wisdom. I'm opening yours up now. Yeah, with the one now.
Yes.
Okay.
My hands have been raised up since, but
You did Mary Slessor now. Oh,
Yes,
stocking.
yes, I did.
I'm sorry. Wisdom, I gave you 8.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Let's open your HTML then. No table body, no table head. See the first minus and Mary Slessor. Because it's the wrong user. So, yeah, exactly. And this also. Boss, where did you see this one from? How did you make your form responsive, and then how did you make it lead?
That one, I just saw it in another tutorial. I just
Copy
copied
and
it there.
paste. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Copy and paste. So I subtracted 1 for that.
Okay, what else?
That's it now. Then you missed your table body. You only have table heads, no table body. You have table head. You have table head. You missed table body out. So that's 2 already.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah. So now let me open up Solomon's page so everybody can see. Solomon, he had a thing. I'm still not happy for that section. Presented to form, nobody has ever scored in that thing. And come in. Okay. Let's take it back. Yeah. Okay, I can't. Who else had the thing, please? Saying, okay, saying, I don't know, I can't find it, guys. I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Is Zainab here? Adela was Zainab.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, but you came late.
I did. Oh, I came around 2:38. I was
Exactly.
doing
You came
something.
late.
I was doing something.
Yeah,
That's why.
so Zainab had the 10 also. Zainab, right? You got the
Yeah.
10?
Yeah, I
You had
got
the
it.
10 for the assignment.
Yes.
So, life link,
Okay.
some Mandela, then HTML. I'll start from the table body. She has the table body there. She has the table head. So, don't use of subtracting her. Use of tags, form tag, closing form tag. Then she has this href link because people that did not have this href link are subtracted mark also. So I guess they did not really come up. She had the href link and everything. You can see like the life link and everything. No single CSS. Instead, she used BR tag to like space everything out. So now you see why she got 10. I can't get yes.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
Where is my yes now? Shoe. Oh yeah, Jayan, why are you raising up your hand again? Jayan.
Okay, I'm here. I just want to know why I have 9. Like I didn't get the first time. I didn't get what you said the first time.
Your HTML. You broke out HTML. You are meant to have all HTML in one page. You had 3 different HTML files. Then you had one HTML file that was linking everything. That's a very smart and beautiful move too. But then the assignment was do everything in one HTML file. So that's why you had the minus 1. You have back 10, but you know the year word.
Okay.
So now
Thank you.
everything is cleared out. Let me fetch the assignment. Let me fetch the attendance. Who was the person that complained about his attendance again? Please, can you just tell me your name? Real quick. I have just 1 minute more.
Ololade.
Ololade Miyashake.
CQ Ololade. CQ Ololade.
I can't find the attendance again. Okay. So Ololade, say you attended both classes here?
Yes, but not for a long time actually. Because I texted the group and I'm about to
Okay. So this is the attendance sheet for this thing. And then every class exceeded 2 hours. So what I used to score the attendance is if you stay for longer than 2 hours or 2 hours on the dot, you get 5 points. If you stay between 1 hour, yes, 2 hours on the dot or longer than 2 hours, you get 5 points. If you stay for 1 hour 30 minutes to 1 hour 59 minutes, you get 4 points. If you stay for 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, you get 3 points. If you stay for 40 minutes to 1 hour, you get 2 points. If you stay for 20 minutes to 40 minutes, you get 1 point. But if you don't stay for up to 20 minutes, you're getting 0.
I should have at least 2 points.
So now if I search for speaking, I can't find you in the first attendance. Did you even attend? Are you allowed to delay?
Yes.
Okay. You can still stay for just 9 minutes. That's 0.
Was that the first class or the second class?
And that was on the 27th. That's the second class.
Yes. Okay, then I will put on that. Thank you very much for the clarification.
Let me check for the second. This is the second attendance also. Control. Okay, Ololade, stay for 2 minutes for the first class. So I see the 0.
No, now 2 minutes. Wow.
You stay for 2 minutes. Google Meet doesn't like.
you have a time tracker?
This is it over here now, duration. So this meeting for...
I mean, how are you logging the time?
I'm not the one that is logging the time. That's it. Google Meet is doing it. So if you leave and you come back, your time will continue. Once you leave, it stop. Once you come back, it will continue. So Google Meet is like logging everything, depending on how long you stay in the meeting. So you see, you have 2 minutes. If you look at the duration, the time you join, the time you exit is even here. 2:29 and 8:31.
All right then.
Okay. Yeah. So have I cleared everything now? Any other thing? Have I cleared everything? Where's the yes now?
Yes.
Is the hand still raising up my hand again?
I'm not raising up my hand. That was before.
Okay, yeah. So I said Thanos is coming back. Lawal, what's up? Zainab.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir, I came late, so I have not seen my code at all.
You have not seen what?
I have not seen any correction made on my own code. My code.
There was no correction made. Are you on the leaderboard?
I think so.
Wow, come let me search for you. Lawal, Jibola, you had 5.
Yes, I had 5.
So if you deserve more than 5?
Yes, I was like, my form and table, I think is correct. But that triple that I'm looking at, I don't know where my mistake is.
Okay. Let's make it last stop. Okay, this one, you don't have a GitHub page. That's -1. Let's start with a -1 already.
Okay. I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, no image. Another -1. And then the sweetest of all, how did you put color here? I know that's not CSS, right?
Hello, sir.
Or is it?
I know it's CSS.
You did not. Of course. There's a way to put color there aside CSS. Moyo, can you help me out? How do you put colors again without CSS? Moyo and Precious.
By adding the color inside the tag.
Okay.
You can add the colors inside the tag.
Look at it over here. Background color. This is it. I said no CSS. This is CSS, boss. This is CSS, boss. So that's how many.
It's still CSS. It's still called CSS as last.
It is still CSS. That's -3 on its own like that. Then for that one that I did not do 4, you did not put image.
Can we see the outcome, please?
Look at it here.
Oh,
so,
this one is pure CSS.
This is CSS. So coded
I don't know if I Google code. Not thinking my code. I'm code at all. I'm not saying that there's people that hear me.
The CSS can be done inside HTML code, so it's still CSS.
It did CSS. Okay, so I guess that's all. God, let me breathe.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so everybody that is still on 000055568, Thanos is coming this week. And then Thanos is going to be around before I give you the next assignment. That'll be by Saturday, I guess. Yeah. So if you don't stay very long for this class to get points, to take yourself back up above 10, Thanos is going to visit you. So, but from next week, the benchmark won't be 10. The benchmark is going to be 30 from next week. So if by the end of next week, Saturday, you don't have up to 30, Thanos is good. Because like I said before, the goal is to just have just up to this place, just 5 people. Exactly. But now if you guys are still, how many are you guys here now? 33. If you guys are 33, fine, no wahala. That's more stress on my own shoulder because after I'm making 3 assignments. But then that's it. But aside that, if you don't, you are going out with a snap of a finger, like out. Yeah, so for today's class, introduction to CSS. Yeah, so let's start with what is CSS. CSS is the full meaning of CSS is cascading style sheet, and it is a how would I put it? It is more like adding designs to your HTML, making your HTML look better. So CSS is known for forming the presentation layer of the user interface. Presentation layer in the sense that the delicious parts that you are seeing, the nice parts that you are seeing, the part that makes you impressed about the website is made out of CSS. So I don't know if you were around for the first class when I was explaining what CSS, what HTML, and what JavaScript is. I explained JavaScript as I explained HTML as the skeleton, like the skeletal system, and then CSS as the skin, the flesh. That means without the flesh, you can't have this nice form. That's without the skin. But then without the skin, you have your skeleton. Skeleton, but you can't walk around with your skeleton. Everybody's going to run away. So now everybody's expecting to see you with your skin, with your beautiful skin, fair, black, chocolate, yellow, gold, orange, anything color that you have. And so that is how HTML is to that's how CSS is to HTML. CSS adds color to HTML, CSS adds beauty, CSS adds everything that everyone wants to see in a website. So let me just open up. Oh, that last website that we looked at last time. Okay, yeah. That's like okay. So now this is how this website looks with CSS. And now let's see if I can make it look somehow without the CSS. Yeah. So now that beautiful website that you're saying, this is how it looks like without CSS. You see more like a skeleton, nothing nice, nothing beautiful. Everything is just ugly. More like the way your assignment was looking. Yeah, I know this one still work, but then no design, nothing at all. Just plain. But now with CSS, this is how it looks like. So now we see how important CSS is to HTML. Can I get a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you guys following?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Okay. So let's proceed. So now CSS tells the browser agent how the element is to be presented to the user. So with CSS, you can say, okay, I want the color of this text to be white. I want the color of this text to be blue. I want the color of this text to be gold. That means to the user, you want the user to see it as white. You want the user to see it as gold. So that's what CSS does. CSS tells the browser how element should be presented to the user, how it should look like. So now, CSS also removes the presentation attribute from the structure, allowing reusability, ease of maintainability, and an interchangeable presentation layer. That means CSS is going to remove the, let's say, a lot of default things that you get from HTML. By default, there are a lot of things. Let's say you just start with your UL tag down. You start seeing them with these bullet points. All of them have the bullet points, but then that is default. So with CSS, you can change it that, okay, I don't want to see these bullet points. I want to see something else. I want it to jump to this place. I want to jump to that place. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So CSS also allows you to make global and instantaneous changes. So with CSS, you can make changes to every part of your website globally. You can, for with CSS now, you can say, okay, I want all my H1 to have color of red, and then by default, all of them are all going to have color of red. You can say, I want all my P tags to have a color of blue, and then throughout your whole project, all your P tags need to have color of blue. Yeah. So let's not just talk too much. Let's just dive right into a little bit of practical. Are you guys on your laptop? If you have the laptop, say yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys know what to do. You create your folder. creating mine with the
Yes.
I don't think I should be explaining this process anymore. You already know the process now. Am I correct? Okay, this is showing on the other screen. Let's drag and drop. Yeah, can you see my screen now? Clear? Ooh, 33 people today. This is surprising. 33. Last class, I guess we were like 25. Okay. Oh, I'm not really doing this job well. It's like our Avengers are assembled.
Everybody wants to remove it.
Okay, so now we start with the normal thing index of HTML. Inventory to anything, but mine is going to be hope you guys are following chat.
Yes.
I say she put emoji. Don't add emoji. I don't add emoji. So for this class, I think let's just do this. Oh my god, how many tabs do I have open? Two different screens. Yeah. Are there anime fans in this place? Anime fans. Are there any?
Yes.
What's that? Who said yes? Sorry, what's your name? The person said yes. Oh. Is that person shy?
Sorry, how did you put emoji? How did you put emoji?
Who wants to put emojis? No one wants to put emoji.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Okay, yeah. So there's a shortcut for emoji on the Windows keyboard. If you're using Mac, now goddamn, I don't know about Mac, but you hold your Windows key down, Windows period. That's window and full stop. So if you press window, then you put full stop, your emoji keyboard is going to pop up. That's on Windows.
Windows. Windows key.
Very good.
Yes.
Windows and then period. Period. I mean your full stop. No, it's not full stop.
Okay. Full stop.
So Windows and full stop. You get the emoji keyboard should pop up. If you're using Windows, I don't know about Mac. This is sharp. Okay, so now there are different ways of adding CSS to your HTML. There are three different ways. There is inline styling, there is external styling, and there is internal styling. So now, of everything, when it comes to doing sandal, external styling has been found to be more effective. Yeah, exactly. External styling has been found to be more effective and then more neat. Gives you better, build time, makes your code run faster, gives you a neater code for just not just you alone. Let's say you're working in a team, your team can understand what you're writing. And so, but we're going to try out the three parts. So now let's create a div and then each one okay. Created my H1 tag. Has every other person created a H1 tag?
Yes.
See now.
Yeah.
as another person, where is Jian? Where is Koforola? Where is Ejire? Where is Solomon? Where is Treasure? Wisdom? Where are all these guys? Deborah Bello.
Sir, I wanted to ask, did you add another extension for CSS?
No, there's no extension for CSS.
Okay, because I was trying to create the emoji and it wasn't working.
Oh, the emoji is not the emoji. Oh my god, I should have not added the emoji. The emoji is not CSS. It's just window and period. I think it works for Windows 10. If you're using Windows 10, something like that.
No, I'm not using Windows 10.
You're using Windows 10?
No, I'm using Windows 7.
Okay, I think that's why it's not working. It should work for Windows 10.
Okay.
I think it's only for Windows 10. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, that is not bold, though. It's not big.
Sorry?
My hello, it's not big.
It's not big.
Yes.
Did you use H1?
Yes, I did.
Then that means that your laptop, it depends on your laptop resolution. So different laptop resolution, you see different things. Like my own now, look at it now, it's not so big. It's because of how I cram the top. That is looking too big. But that does not matter. You can manipulate the size with CSS. That's not an issue at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, I said there are different types. Let's see. You have to create this one I'm creating now. Okay, so I said inline. I said internal. Then I said external. I don't know if you guys noticed what I did just now. I just learned that recently, and I'm going to teach you guys go further. That's a shortcut in VS Code for creating multiple components without wasting your time. So I'll teach you guys that one. So I said inline, internal, and external. So now, for you to call your CSS, like I said, CSS is cascading style sheet. So that's the that for you to call your CSS, you need style. So now, if you want to style inside, like inline style like this, you say style. Call your style. Then like now I want to change the color now. Say color. What am I changing my color to? The color should be red. I take color change to what? Red. Inline means I am writing my CSS inside my tag. So now this is my tag, my H1 tag. And then I'm saying, okay, font size.
I know what happened.
Font size. 50 details. So the person was complaining that his zone was not big. Can do this. Font size 50 pixels, it's bigger. Color. So now this is me writing my Java. This is me writing my CSS inside my tags. One disadvantage about this is it is not reusable. So reusable means, okay, let's say you want to write one line of code and then it can affect multiple things at the same time. You know, like I said before, when I was explaining, you can use CSS to make multiple changes throughout your whole HTML. So now, if you are doing inline like this, something like that is not possible because you're writing it individually inside each tags. So that means if I create another H1 tag now, and I say, how are you? It's not taking the same thing as this one. They are both H1 tags in the same div tag, but now only this one is taking the red and the font. Why the other one is not? Show you. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now,
yes.
Let me take out this guy. Yeah. Now let me now go to the other one, internal styling. So in internal styling, you write your style sheet at the top. Let's say you can write it inside your body at the top of the body here. Write it over here. But now it's advisable to write it at the top of your body. Because what you want to do now is, like I said before, HTML is layer on layer. And so when it's loaded, it loads on the top. So now if you put your style sheet, you call it with style, type style, you have something like this. It's looking like an HTML tag. Style. So now this allows you now to write your style sheet at the top of your HTML. So the same thing we did before, let us do it again now. I said color. Yeah, so now I have to now start calling whenever you're styling like this. Before inline styling, I just wrote it inside the tag. But now I have to now start specifying. So now there are different ways of specifying in CSS. Let me bring down another URL tab for that. Let's go like ways. There are different ways to specify in CSS. You can use class. You can use ID. You can use tag name. What else can we use? You can use what's in the last part? Because I remember before the end. So now with the class, whenever you're using class, you specify, you add it like class, type class, then you give it a name, a special name position. You can say, okay, well, this is our top. You can say top class. So if I want style for this now, I can say, okay, dot. But that's the way you call. For you to call your class, you have to use dot. That's period. You say dot. Pop. Hug. Then open brackets, close bracket. Now you have to write. Nobody even told me that. Can you guys even see my VS Code at all?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I can't. I'll let you know.
Okay, this is better. Okay, so now what I did before, that's not saying I was rushing. I specified the class. So a class is basically you adding a special feature for you to call out a particular tag. So now let us put a tag as let's say you now exactly. Like there are 40 people in your class. There are 40 people in your class. And how will your lecturer or how would your teacher know each person that is in each class? There has to be something that you can use to identify each person. So that is where class and ID, that's where they come in. Class and ID, they are both almost the same, but then they are not the same. To call your class, you use a full stop. To call your ID, you use this hashtag. So now everybody in this meeting now, how can I say, okay, Moyo talk? How can I say Jehan talk? How can I say Winifred talk? If everybody here does not have a name, it will be impossible for me to call one person out. So now see your class and ID or something like that. A special way for you to like call people out. But by order of hierarchy, ID is respected more than class. I don't know if you understand that. So when you give your tag an ID and you give the same tag a class and you specify HTML, your web browser tends to obey your ID more than your class. So now let us now call the class of this now top tag. I've called it out now, and they'll do the same thing we did before. Set color red, font size, for all these things I'm using, I'll still explain everything. later on, but I'm just trying to like explain the tags. So you can see now, this is, as you can see now, this is affecting just this particular one. It's not affecting this one. Why? That's because I specified that, okay, it should only affect the class name. Just like calling individual name, I called this guy's name that only the person with the name of top tag should be affected. So now, let's now use the ID now. So now, ID, I call it second now. ID. What am I giving the ID? Let's say, like I said before, for you to call your ID, that's the hashtag. So hash, bottom, tag, color, font size, 60 pixels. Let's continue. This guy and this guy, two different colors. That's because I used class for the first one, I used ID for the second one. You can use class for this, you can use ID for the other one. Like they are both one and the same thing, but then they're a bit different when it comes to hierarchy. The ID comes before the class. And then with the ID, you can do a lot of other things like page navigation and the rest. We're going to talk about that later on as we go on. So now, the last part I said is with tag name. So now, with tag name, it is a very, very dangerous mess. Okay, Solomon, go on. What's your question?
So we can use the class and ID together for the same tag.
For the same tag, yes, you can add. You can add an, let's say, you can add an ID now, an ID of top tag, the person, and I can say, okay, hashtag ID top tag. Remember what I said about hierarchy of obeying the ID more than the class. So if I now say color of green, the color change to green. That's because HTML is going to obey the ID over the class.
Okay, thank you.
So now the tag part, it's a when I say the tag is a dangerous mess. When I say dangerous mess, when you start with tag, you're exposing your code to leakage, especially if you're not covering it well. So let's say if you just want style for everything in general, it tends to affect every single code. And so it's not advisable to style with a tag. So now, let me now show that it's possible to start with a tag. Now we have our H1 here. Let's say, okay, H1. Hello. Or orange. Yeah, because I specified for each of the colors not to one. I want those can I use to, yeah, font weight. So font weight. Font weight of you see, both of them they both changed. They are not as let's say they are not as bold as before. Like this is how it was before, bold, and then this is how it is now. That's because I specified with the tag. But now, if you look at it, it affected the both of them, which is not advisable. Because let's now say we are working on this, a project as big as this now, and then I specify that kind of thing. Because this is an H1 tag, this is another H1 tag. This over here is another H1 tag. So if I specify all my H1 tags now to be white and then to be color of white, font size of like 100 pixels, that means this one will be big, 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 and then all of their color is going to be white. So you see that it's not advisable to start with a tag. Instead, use your class, use your ID. Am I clear?
Yes.
Sorry, someone else. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah, you're clear. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. So now let's go back to this. Now I'm going to comment this out. So comment out is control and forward slash. The forward slash is meant to be close to your shift key. So you hold your control down, then just like this. Commenting out code, I should have taught you that before. It's more like let's say the code will be there, but then it won't be effective. When you comment out the code, it's mostly used for documentation. Let's say you are writing something, you want to tell the next developer that is coming that, okay, don't touch this. But now, you don't want this thing to show here. What you do is you comment it out. It won't show in your output, but then whenever a developer comes to your code, they can see that, okay, he said I should not touch this place. Do you understand?
No.
Sorry, how do you comment, or what do you call it?
Yeah. So you can to comment, you can say this, and that, then 1, 2, automatically. This thing gives you what to comment. So you can now write it for inside. Or you can do this control, select the tag that you want. Then you hold your control down, control and forward slash. The forward slash is close to your shift on your laptop. Forward slash close to your shift. So control forward slash automatically comment at below line. Do you understand?
Yes, better. Thank you.
Okay. So now let's remove this out. Now I commented out my style sheet. Now I said the first part is inline. I explained inline already. Internal, this is internal. Now external. So for external, now you have to create a new file. So you come back to this guy, new file. You can name it. I'm naming my style dot css. Remember what I said about extensions. Dot html for your HTML file. Dot css is for your CSS style sheet. Then dot js is for JavaScript. So dot style.css. Like that. So I've created my style.css file. I don't know if you guys remember when we were talking the first time I was explaining HTML tags. I said your link tag to adding your CSS to your HTML is mostly in your head tag. So today I just say come to the head, say link, type link, and you can see link.css here. So you just click on it, and then you now this is your href part. Remove it and now locate your style sheet, whatever name you give it. If you start the CSS or whatever, I say dot slash. Remember your folder structure. It's always start with a dot slash whenever you're locating a file. If it's an image, if it's a style sheet, if it's a JavaScript sheet, a script sheet, always start with a forward slash and a full stop. So dot slash. Then you can say I can now locate my style.css. That's because my style.css is inside the same folder. So dot slash style.css. Show you.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry? Oh, recap. Okay. So now you create your style.css. Style, you come here, new file, style.css. And now for you to link your CSS to your HTML, inside your edge tag, you create a link. Then the href, you clear everything inside that href and say dot slash style dot slash whatever name you give it. So Deborah, cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, I've done that.
Okay. Lawal. Is it compulsory you use
dot and slash?
If you don't use the dot and slash, it's going to work. But when you post your file, your HTML file, your CSS file is going to be missing. Just like what happened to this image. Because they did not add the dot slash, after posting it, it's working on their laptop, but I could not see the image.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So now in your style.css, the exact same thing that you did over here is what you do there also. Just as this time you don't need to create the style tag. So now let us now start our style tag. Just dot top underscore tag. Hello. Red. Inside. You see, it is the exact same thing that was happening before. The exact same thing. Your style, once you have your style tag, is the same thing as happening in your style.css. So if I come over here now, and then I copy this same thing that I did here, I copy it and then I come over here and paste everything. I still get the exact same thing that I did over there. So that's how you style. That's how you style CSS. That's how you style your HTML. You don't add it as inline, internal, or external. And so when you're styling, there are ways of you calling them out. You can either call them as you can either call it as a class, an ID, or a tag. Show you. Do you guys understand?
Yeah, I'm already confused though.
Oh, Winifred. Okay, where are you confused?
At the beginning of this style.css, and that part that you said, if a programmer should see it, it means the person should not touch it or something. I don't get that part.
What I meant was, okay, it's more like you dropping, you comment out, you comment, like the way this comment means you are dropping a comment. It's something that's not going to affect your code, it's not going to show, but then it is a message to whoever is viewing your code. Okay. So that's why you use comment. So you can use it as, let's say you can drop a message for fellow developers. Let's say you're working on a very large project with a lot of people. You're working on a very large project with a lot of people, and you are sectioning. You're telling someone, okay, you're working here, you're working here, you're working here. You can use comment to section out and tell the person, from year to year, you are doing this. From year to year, you are doing this. This is not going to affect the output, but then the developers that are seeing the code, they know that, okay, this is the comment. So do you understand?
Yes.
Koforola, please go on. Koforola.
You cleaned it. No. Okay, I don't.
Supposed to, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've very legit for
Is there like limitations to write to you, ID? Like, can you just click it at any point? Yeah, I'm having network issues. That's why it's loading me into.
Oh, sorry about that, boss. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so there is, like I said before, there is no law. There is no law to how you should use your ID or your class. You can use anyone you want. But by default, majority of developers will use classes. I use classes all the time.
Yes.
Class, but then we only use IDs on, let's say, on special occasions. Let's say we have like different tags. Like, okay, let me change this. Let me change this one. Bottom to top. Exactly. I change that to see that I have the exact same thing, but now it is not the same, even though I give them the same. Okay, that's an ideal. Let me turn this to class.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Aziza Isha.
Please, I can't see your video.
Oh, I guess that should be on network first. So if you see both of them, let me go back to my style. Both of them have the class name of top tag. That means they both should have color of red. But why is this first one having color of green? That's because that first one has this ID of top tag, and then the ID is giving it color of green. You get, so that's what most of the time, whenever we're working on projects and then we are using multiple, we already have like a style guide. We have built it that, okay, this particular class name is for this particular thing, And so all through the project, we just put in that class name of, okay, class of this, immediately takes that style. But now let's now say we want another particular part of our project to have that same style, but a bit different. Let's say we want it to have the same style of the same font size, the same font weight and everything, same padding and margin. But now we don't want it to have the same color. So we have to put in an ID. Like I did here, just use the ID to differentiate the both of them. Because I see both of them, they both have the same font size. If I remove this, if I remove this ID now from this guy, you see, we gotta go back to being red. Both of them, they are both the same. Well, now, this thing now differentiates them. That's ID. The ID now makes one different from the other one. So now, Kufo, do you understand? Kufo, network issues again.
Yes, I do, but I have another question. You know where you kept this div blah 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 going downwards? This your H1, H1, like going downwards. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can clearly. I can clearly.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm still. Yeah, starting from this part where you started your div from. Let's say you want to use design for starting from that div downward to your list. Can you put a class in that div? Then also put a class. Let's just say, for instance, now you want this your second H1 to be a different front or something. Can you also put class in that H1? But the class, like the other class, has to cover up everything, but this H1 in the middle to not cover it. Do you get what I'm asking?
Yes, I do. So that's more like inheritance. You can add classes to your div. In fact, there's a way of me styling. If I say, okay, top guy, I can come over here now and say, top guy. And I'm not specify that in my top guy, what am I chasing after? The H1. And I say color of red. Now, if I remove this, I remove that out, remove the ID also. Notice that it did not change. That's because you can style your div tag, and then from your div, you can now start putting in different classes. Okay, from your div, like I said, yeah, my top guy, I called my div and I said inside my div, what am I looking for? The H1. So every H1 that's inside that div, I'm giving them the color. So now it's possible for you to add a class name on this particular H1 and then call it okay, dot top guy, dot top tag. You get, so like there are different, so let's say that there are different ways of getting things out in CSS. You can use that way. You can use it's something called a child selector. You can use child selectors. That is a little bit advanced. So I'll treat that as in later classes. I'll treat class selectors. But they are like different things. They're like 1,001 things that you can do. So, do you understand? Before I've answered the question at all.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So now let's go a bit further into CSS. Yeah. So now let's start talking about. Let me share this screen. Okay. Oh, I'm raising my own hand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go into CSS font properties. Exactly. So now I already talked about how you guys can do Oh, Moyo. Okay. What's a Moyo?
Sorry, can you will you explain universal selectors and also probably attribute selectors?
Yes, I will. Like I said, guys are they are like a bit they are like a bit advanced. So as we keep on
Okay.
going further, I start like teaching you more about them. You get because if I just start
Okay,
pushing
no
everything
problem.
inside
Thank you.
their head now, it won't enter. So as we keep on getting into it, as we keep on getting better, start explaining. But then for the universal selector, so universal selector is mostly represented by the Aisha Toshi. Okay, Aisha, go on, please.
I am actually lost because I could not hear anything. I think it's probably network.
Oh, okay. So after this class, I'm going to be dropping the link to this video. I'll try my best to like get it real quick from the drive. Because I think it takes a little bit of time, like let's say 5-10 minutes for me to get the recorded version of the video. So immediately I get it, I'll be sending it to the group chat so you guys can rewatch it. Because CSS is not paint. CSS, when I say CSS is what differentiates a front-end developer from a back-end developer. If your CSS is not so good, you can't be a front-end developer, just go into back-end. So every back-end developer, the main reason why they are back-end developers is because they could not cope with CSS. So that's to tell you how tough CSS is, how crazy CSS is. And so I can't like take chances of waiting for them to upload the video on YouTube. So I'll just drop the video link unedited. I don't feel like okay, unedited videos even like better since when you're watching it again, you can still laugh a bit. I know I'm not so impressed with the but then I try my best to be one. So yeah, immediately after this Platari shot, I'll be dropping the link for you. Cool.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, universal selectors. Universal selectors are mostly represented by an asterisk. That's this. Now, if you notice, start when I started this project, there's this space between everything. There's this space at the top of the H1 at the bottom. Sometimes you don't want that space at all. Like you want to start a project afresh. You want it to be the one in control. And so you use universal selector to like take away the space and everything. Universal selector is mostly represented, like I said, with the asterisk. So this whatever style you write here affects everything. Everything, I mean everything in your HTML. But now there are some styles that are written inside, but then I'm not going to write them yet. Because I want us to like discuss about them little by little, one after the other. Then when I start going deep into it. Yeah, but then just know that universal selectors are represented by an asterisk. Okay, let me write that. Yeah. Okay. So the asterisk universal selectors are represented with the asterisk. Yeah. So I'm going to be clearing everything here up. If you don't want to, just maybe leave it and then press everything down, 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 down. So I'm clearing mine up because I want to start something else. Yeah. So the way I want to start doing it now is maybe we just have like a little text there that I'm using to like show. So in CSS, there's something called CSS font properties. So now you guys remember your P tag, you remember your H1 tags and everything. As far as anything has a font related to it, CSS has a font property that you can use, the style for it. So as far as you have, as far as you have font there, that font style is going to work. And so the CSS font style has the UL. Now there is the font size. The font size determines the size of your font, how big it is, whether very big, whether very small. I already explained about it before when I give that is when I give the H1 tag a different size, and there's the font width. And the font width. Font width means how bold your text is going to be, because there are different levels to how bold the text is going to be, and so you use font width to specify. Then there is font width, font size. Okay, the deadline font going on. Yeah, there is font. There is the font style. Font style. And use this to say, okay, is it going to be italic? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? So the time people barely use this font style though, but then too bad if you like with that also. And there is font family. Font family is mostly used for specifying different types of font. So before we started our classes, when you guys were still on the group chat, someone came up with an issue regarding font. I guess she said something that she was having issues with her font and then you guys are now like trying to like give her different ways of importing a new font. Now everything there now is everything there is controlled by the font family. Do you guys understand?
So,
No, could you come back? Could you recall
so what
back?
you're trying to
I'll go. Okay, I'm going practical very soon. Just maybe I'll just wait with you. Do you understand?
So,
just wait. Let me like go practical. So now, for the font size. So in CSS, there are different. When I say that there are different measurement values, just the way you have 1 kg, the way you have 2 kg, the way you have 1 centimeter, the way you have 3 centimeters. So in CSS, we also have properties like that. Okay. There is pixels represented with px for size. There is rem, there is rm, there is m, there is em. There is we can use percentage. Yeah, we can use percentage. There is pH, particle height. There is okay. There is VH, particle height. There is I think there's another. Is there horizontal height? Yeah, there is VH and a lot of other things. But now the mostly used ones.
VW.
VW, exactly. Thank you. Because COVID. So now the pixels mostly use majority of the time we use it. Okay, 10 pixels, 50 pixels. Pixels is like just I want my font to be. Then rem is 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels. So 1 rem equals to 16 pixels. So if you love using rem, because at some point, as you guys get better, every developer now starts choosing their favorite measurement value. Like me now, I love using pixels. There are other developers that love using rem. But now, whenever you see someone use rem and you love using pixels, you should not be surprised. You should not be shocked. Just put it in your head that 1 rem is equals to 16 pixels. So whatever they do, they just multiply by 16 pixels. Then the EM, also like the rem though, most devices is rarely used. The percentage, this one is quite tricky though. But now this one now determines, your percentage now determines on, let's say, the current container. So let's say that this div now, let's say for this div, you say, okay, oh, you want the div to have a width of 50 pixels. But now you now have another div inside, and you said, okay, you want that with the new div inside to have a width of 50%. That's to tell you that that div is going to take half of what you have. So to just cut the chase short of talking too much, let me create a div. Let me inside this div, I want to create two divs. Let me name this one div 1. Name this one div 2. Now, let me give this one a class name of mother. Give this one a class name of, I'll give this one a class name of child 1. Then I'm giving this one a class name. So now I can now say, okay, the mother. So now I'm not saying dot mother. That's the mother tag. Don't forget, for us to call it class, that's the dot. I think I can split this to the right. Yeah, I think this works. Oof, just looking at this. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a big crowd. So but then just have to manage it. Now my mother, my class, so that we dot mother. I'm now saying my mother is going to have a width of for let's say 300 pixels. Then a background color of gray is 300 pixels. Now I'm not saying my child 1, so that would be dot child 1. But I said that this thing is quite tricky. The percentage. I cannot say this one take a width of 60%. 60% now means my child 1 now is taking a width of 60% from the mother. Because all of them, they're all inside the mother. And then the mother width is specified to 300 pixels. So now, since this child is taking a width percentage of 60%, I'm taking 60% of the mother. So if I now say the background color of this guy to green, I take 60% of the whole mother container. So this is only taking this particular 60%, leaving out the rest. So you can also say child. So width of 80%, background color of let's say blue. Okay. Yeah. So class name Johnson. So you can see this guy has a width of 60%. It's taking only 60% of the mother container. This guy has a width of 80%. It's taking only 80% of the mother container. So that's how percentage works. Most of the time, percentage is, it's always very beautiful when you start using flex boxes, because once you use percentage and flex boxes together, you have this perfect grid system. So as we keep on going, because majority of this class is going to be on CSS. CSS is very, very large. So I'll take you guys through the Flexbox and then the grid system and everything. And so along the line, we'll be using more of the percentage. So now you see how effective it is, percentage. So now let's not say VH. VH means vertical height. Vertical height means the height of your container. That's not the height of your container, sorry, the height of your device. So now, this device now, from year to year, this is the height of everything. Okay, sure.
Did you say vertical height? I,
Yes,
I favor.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, Bolu, I said,
Did you say vertical height? Did you say VH vertical?
sorry, view height. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah,
Because I heard. Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
answered.
VH
Thank you.
means viewport
Yes, I
height.
can.
Sorry, I made a mistake saying
Hey,
vertical height.
sounds ask a question. Sorry.
Okay.
In the case whereby you want the written words under it, how do you do that?
You want the what?
The written words, like those ones inside the color, the green,
Mm.
div two also, yeah. In the case whereby you want them under, how do you do that?
Under how?
Like underneath it, you don't want it inside the color.
Inside the color. Okay, it's not possible because what I am styling is the container that's holding everything. Once you're in a container, it's just like saying, okay, you have water in a cup. Now you want your water to be standing alone outside that cup. It's not possible
No,
because
I don't mean you want your water to be standing alone. I mean you writing something like there's a water in my cup under the cup.
on that on okay. I think about something like this. Something like this.
But the high should be outside the red whatever.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm styling this model container. If you want something like that, you just take it outside the model container. Okay? So it is out of the color.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yes, if you want something, just take it out of the container because I'm styling this model container. So if you want to continue, just take it outside the container.
Is it for each of them? Like I'm asking, like in a case whereby you just want to like label each of them one by one. Like you want to give them okay, the way it is now, you just want to write something like this is color green under it, this is color red under it.
Oh, now I get. Then that means I am now going to like style them differently. So now in this part now, you see that I'm styling this div. Instead of styling this div, inside the div, you're going to have another two divs. So one div is going to be with the color, the other div is going to be without. So there won't be a background color for like the general container.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So now viewport height means the total height of your device. Like this height that's from here to here. So you can start for that. I can now say that okay, this is my mother container now. I want to have height of VH. VH means half. So if I get the ruler now and then I calculate this from year to year, this is exactly half of my total screen. So now the VH, once you get to 100 VH, 100 VH is like 100%. 100 VH means your total screen. If I say 100 VH now, I'm going to what if we see the exact top, like the height of this thing is exactly the same as the height of my whole container, same as the VW. So you can say, not give it a width now, since I don't have this width of 100, let me that width. I cannot say a width of 50 VW, that's viewport width. 50 viewport width is like half. We can see this part and this part are like equal halves. So if I now give this 100, covers everything up. Simple. So that is view VH and then VW, viewport height, viewport width. So, do you guys understand that one? That's for the measurement part. Because I want to go back to like the font part.
Yes.
Oh, it's ready for. Okay, I think we'll have to like stop it today. Yeah, Kofo, please go on.
So I didn't really get that PX, RAM and EM. I didn't really understand that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the PX pixels. So pixels means it's more like you saying your normal 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg measurement like that. But now PX is this is one of the mostly used in CSS. So you can say, okay, I want the height of this container to be 300 pixels. I want to be 10, I want to be 1 pixel or 0.5 pixels, 0.75 pixels. So that's like pixels is mostly used for measurement, normal. Why the rem, one rem is equals to 16 pixels. So if you're using the rem, note that okay, one rem is equals to 16 pixels. You get. So now the EM is also similar to the rem, but that one is, would I say it is not mostly used. People barely use EM. EM is just there because the mostly used one is pixels rem, percentage, then viewport height and viewport width. But the EM, you can also use the EM. EM is also similar to the rem. Also would I say also also a measurement. Yeah, also used for measurement also. So instead of using like 10 pixels, you can say I want to use 1 EM, I want to use 5 EM. You get?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? It's already 4:08. So like I said, I always love to keep to time. So that's in the class, yeah. Because I'm very sure everything I've said since now, some people already have been headache. So like shake guys up a bit. You guys should have like 2 days. Yeah, that's like 2 days in between rest. Then when you come back for next week, that's next week. This week, that's Saturday. And so by Saturday we can now continue. Yeah, someone raised up now. Who's that? Adejala something.
Yeah, excuse me. Like, can you please always try to make each class that we have as maybe you send the link so that some of us that will have problems while trying to learn while you are teaching us, we can go back to it and check it.
Okay, if you're on the group chat, I'm going to be sending I'll be sending the recording link for all classes now. I'll just send it to the group chat immediately. So you can always go back to it.
One more question, please.
Okay.
The assignment that we did, can we please get like the code of those that scored 10 if it's just one person, so that I can go
So
through it
it
and
is
link some things.
it is personal. Their code is personal.
Okay.
And so they are on this call and they've heard. So it's up to them. If they want to share their code, they can drop their GitHub repo link on the group chat.
Okay.
So those that scored 10 over 10, you guys can hear me. And those that scored 9 also, those that scored 9, they are
anyone with like I think I scored 5 or so. So
those that scored 9,
anyone with a very good score that is willing to share.
Yeah, those guys, they all had perfect scores, just tiny little mistakes. So yeah, you can just they are listening to me right now, so all of them can, you can drop the link. Yeah, Zena. Zena, okay, shall we drop hand? Okay then, if that be
Okay,
all.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. Good afternoon. I have a
Yeah.
question concerning the attendance.
Okay.
I know I missed one, but there was one that I came and I was scored 3.
Yeah, that's because you did not stay. You did not stay.
I stayed. No, I stayed all through.
If you
I
stayed
stayed all through.
If you stayed for up to
Yeah.
2 hours, if you stayed for up to 2 hours, you'll get 5. if you stay for up to 1 hour 30 minutes to 1 hour 59 minutes, you'll get 4. If you stay between 1
Okay.
hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, you'll get 3.
Okay.
There is a breakdown to depending on how long you stay. So those people that have been on this call now, because I'm sure this call is exactly 2 hours and 11 minutes. Those that stayed up to 2 hours, they will get 5. But those that will stay less than 2 hours, they will start getting 4, 3, and the rest. And funny, but if you just stay up to like 20 minutes, it is 0.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say by the end of today, I'm going to update the leaderboard with the new attendance.
Okay, sorry. The attendance.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, the attendance. What's the total mark for each attendance? Like
it's 5. It's 5 per day. 5 per class. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There's no other hand up.
I think I saw it in some people's names.
Omoyo. Yeah, Omoyo, go on.
So it's kind of my first maybe I want some new parts.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys. If there is no present again. I'm sure that's a mistake. Okay, so if that be all, thank you guys for joining today's class. Thank you guys for listening to this boring guy talk. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to come here, and I'm grateful. So, see you guys next week, and I'll drop the link on the group chat. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, boss.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.